The world watched in awe, eyes glued to screens in living rooms, cafes, and bustling city squares, as Forbes unveiled its 2025 Rich List, a much-anticipated annual event that never fails to capture global attention. A staggering 3,087 billionaires now walk the earth, holding a combined net worth exceeding $16 trillion. This elite group, with their private jets, sprawling mansions, and fleets of supercars, represents the pinnacle of financial success. This astronomical sum surpasses the gross domestic product of every nation on the planet, save for the economic titans of the United States and China. The sheer scale of this wealth is almost incomprehensible, dwarfing the economies of entire continents. Such concentrated wealth paints a vivid picture of the growing chasm between the world's richest and the rest of humanity. The juxtaposition of luxury yachts and towering skyscrapers against the backdrop of slums and poverty-stricken areas highlights the stark inequality that defines our modern world. This year's list serves as a stark reminder of the exponential growth of wealth at the very top. The names on the list are not just symbols of success, they are indicators of a system that increasingly rewards the few while leaving many behind. While millions struggle with economic uncertainty, the billionaire class seems to exist in a parallel universe, untouched by the financial anxieties experienced by so many. The contrast between the opulence of their lives and the daily struggles of ordinary people is a poignant reflection of our times. The implications of such a disparity are far-reaching, touching upon everything from global economic stability to social mobility. As the rich get richer, the ladder of opportunity becomes increasingly difficult to climb for those at the bottom. This growing divide raises critical questions about the sustainability of our economic systems and the kind of future we are building for the next generation. Around the world, voices are rising in protest, calling for economic reforms and greater equity. The concentration of wealth in the hands of a few is not just an economic issue, it is a moral and social one that demands urgent attention. Yet, amidst the challenges, there are glimmers of hope. Innovative startups, community projects, and social enterprises are emerging, striving to create a more inclusive and equitable world. These efforts remind us that change is possible, and that a more balanced distribution of wealth can lead to a more just and prosperous society for all. At the helm of this exclusive club stand familiar faces. Elon Musk, the enigmatic entrepreneur behind Tesla and SpaceX, retains his crown as the world's richest individual. His net worth, a mind-boggling figure exceeding hundreds of billions, reflects the continued dominance of his technological ventures. Trailing closely behind is Mark Zuckerberg, the architect of Facebook's sprawling social media empire. Despite years of scrutiny and controversy, Zuckerberg's wealth continues to climb, fueled by the ever-growing reach of his digital platforms. Rounding out the top three is Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, the e-commerce juggernaut that has become an indispensable part of modern life. The East tells a similar story of extraordinary wealth accumulation. In recent years, the region has seen a surge in the number of billionaires driven by rapid economic growth and industrial expansion. Mukesh Ambani, the Indian industrial tycoon behind Reliance Industries, leads the charge in the world's second most populous nation. His journey from inheriting a modest business to transforming it into a global powerhouse is nothing short of remarkable. Ambani's sprawling conglomerate, with interests in petrochemicals, telecommunications, and retail, has cemented his position as a titan of Indian business. Reliance Industries has not only dominated the Indian market, but has also made significant inroads globally, showcasing the potential of Indian enterprises on the world stage. Hot on his heels is Gautam Adani, another Indian industrialist whose meteoric rise reflects the country's rapid economic transformation. Adani's story is one of ambition and strategic vision, as he has expanded his business empire across various sectors. Adani's focus on infrastructure, logistics, and energy has placed him at the forefront of India's growth story. His investments in renewable energy and sustainable infrastructure are not only driving economic growth, but also contributing to India's environmental goals. The rise of Ambani, Adani, and other Asian billionaires signals a shifting economic landscape, with the center of gravity increasingly tilting towards the east. This new wave of wealth is reshaping global markets and influencing economic policies worldwide. As these billionaires continue to innovate and expand, they are setting new benchmarks for success and inspiring the next generation of entrepreneurs in the region. To grasp the sheer magnitude of this accumulated wealth, consider this. The combined net worth of the world's billionaires surpasses the entire GDP of the European Union. It dwarfs the economic output of Africa, South America, and Australia combined. Even more striking is the comparison to the world's two largest economies. While the United States and China stand as economic behemoths, the collective wealth of the billionaire class represents a significant portion of even their mighty GDPs. The fact that a relatively small group of individuals holds wealth comparable to entire continents underscores the extraordinary concentration of wealth in the 21st century. Section 5. The power of concentrated wealth. In today's world, the concentration of wealth in the hands of a few has profound implications for society at large. The implications of such concentrated wealth are far-reaching, affecting not just the economy, but also the social and political fabric of nations. Billionaires with their vast fortunes wield immense economic and political influence. Their decisions can impact global markets, shape industries, and even determine the direction of technological advancements. They are able to shape industries, sway governments, and influence public discourse in ways unimaginable to the average citizen. Their ability to fund political campaigns, lobby for favorable legislation, and control media narratives gives them a level of power that can overshadow democratic processes. This power dynamic raises concerns about fairness, accountability, and the very nature of democratic societies. When a small group holds so much power, it can lead to policies that favor the wealthy at the expense of the broader population. Critics argue that such concentrated wealth undermines economic equality, limits social mobility, and erodes trust in democratic institutions. They highlight the growing gap between the rich and the poor, and the challenges faced by the middle class in achieving financial stability. They point to the shrinking middle class, stagnant wages, and rising income inequality as evidence of a system rigged in favor of the wealthy few. This growing disparity not only affects individual lives, but also has broader implications for social cohesion and the health of democratic systems. The debate continues on how to address these issues and create a more equitable society for all. Section 6. The trickle-down debate. Proponents of concentrated wealth often cite the trickle-down theory, arguing that the wealth of billionaires eventually benefits society as a whole. They point to job creation, investment in innovation, and philanthropic endeavors as evidence of the positive impact of wealth accumulation. However, the trickle-down theory remains a subject of intense debate, with critics arguing that it has failed to deliver on its promises. They contend that wealth, rather than trickling down, tends to be concentrated at the top, exacerbating existing inequalities. The debate over the societal impact of concentrated wealth is complex and multifaceted, with no easy answers. Section 7. A shifting landscape. The 2025 Forbes Rich List reflects not only the staggering scale of wealth accumulation, but also a shifting global landscape. The rise of Asia, particularly China and India, as economic powerhouses is mirrored in the growing ranks of Asian billionaires. This shift in economic power is likely to have profound implications for global geopolitics, international trade, and the balance of power in the 21st century. As wealth becomes increasingly concentrated in the hands of a select few, governments and policymakers face mounting pressure to address issues of income inequality, wealth redistribution, and social mobility. Section 8. The future of wealth. The future of wealth will be shaped by a confluence of factors, including technological advancements, globalization, climate change, and shifting demographics. How these forces interact will determine whether wealth becomes even more concentrated or whether we see a more equitable distribution of resources. Addressing the challenges posed by extreme wealth inequality will require innovative solutions, bold leadership, and a willingness to rethink existing economic systems. The stakes are high, as the consequences of inaction could include social unrest, political instability, and a further erosion of trust in institutions. Section 9. A call for balance. The 2025 Forbes Rich List serves as a stark reminder of the extraordinary concentration of wealth in the 21st century. While the ingenuity and entrepreneurial spirit of the world's billionaires should be acknowledged, it is imperative that we also address the challenges posed by extreme wealth inequality. Finding a balance between fostering innovation and ensuring a more equitable distribution of resources will be one of the defining challenges of our time.